Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So welcome to this bright, crisp winter's morning here. I'm waiting for the last little bit of the snow to stop. As you know, there's some precipitation challenges that we talked about last time we were together, that harvest will go down. So once the snow stops, I'm going to get moving along. Alright, so the snow is done. I'm going to go ahead, and this time I'm going to drop straw because we do need that for upcoming VIP orders. I should be able to just bale that up as opposed to what I did with the grass and add that there, but you know, it's a small enough field. I haven't done baling in a while. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. So, but again, we are trying at this point to get enough wheat to meet the VIP order. I don't anticipate having any difficulty with that. I have gone ahead and appropriately set my width. As long as this field doesn't move over, I think we'll be okay. Actually, it's moving in the right direction, so we're good. I was just worried we might start to leave some on the left. But I have set the working width appropriately on the computer so that we don't have the problem with the rows not working properly. So again, since I'm leaving straw, I'm going to try to make it easy enough to bale, so I'm not going to turn until we stop distributing straw. Oops. Let me go back here. Have a little bit of a challenge. Of course, by the time it straightens out, we're going to start dropping straw out here. Probably really should run a top headland, because I'm going to have that building over there. Whoops. Didn't realize I was slowing down there. Cruise control hadn't turned on. But yeah, I think we need about 10,000 wheat to really get everything done. So it shouldn't be that difficult to do, but you know, the other benefit of baling here is, you know, I'm just storing those right over there, and they should be easy enough to pick up and then get over. Probably going to have a little touch up here because I swung a little bit wide. Yep. So let me get that cleaned up. Scoop this up. Keep our back end here though, so that the swath just lands on the pile there. Is it not going to give us a swath? I guess that's okay too. Just might have been a small enough group there, or a small enough batch. Uh-oh. Now we've got a bit. That could be a problem. No, didn't drop any. That's good. But yeah, I'll run a header up at the top end of the field. That'll help. And then we'll get the wheat and the sorghum done for the VIP orders. Obviously the oats just started growing yesterday. Once we do that, we'll see where we're at. Because the other issue, and that's going to make a dent in our money again. I mean, we started on this farm with 100,000. We've made some good money here, but to meet the orders for sunflowers, I don't have equipment for that. I don't have a planter, and I don't have a header, which in essence is a corn header. It's the same thing, so I'm going to have to invest in those, and you know, taking a look at what the cost of those items are. I think we're going to be about 200,000. So that's going to take a hit into the bank account for certain. So, but the benefit then is, you know, we'll have that in place to use going forward. So, you know, it shouldn't be an issue. I suppose what I could do, since I only have that one need, I'll take a look. I could lease the equipment as well. I didn't think of that. You know, there's nothing against leasing here, because we're running a regular farm. That may be the smarter thing to do, because 200,000 for something that I don't know that I'm going to do that often might not make a lot of sense. Because we don't need corner sunflowers for any of the animals we're likely going to be raising. We don't have pig barns on the premises, and obviously don't have any room to expand them. Because yeah, I keep eyeing that field across the road, because that is a nice size. Not this little run, but that one there, kind of to the, I guess, southwest, south something of us. But if I could do that, you know, that would give me another large field. But you know, obviously I have a problem doing that if I'm buying a lot of equipment. So I was really thinking, oh, we're going to be flush with cash here, but that may not be the case, depending on how we really decide to play this. So I'm just wondering, and I'm starting to think, maybe leasing for the first round would be the best thing to do right now, because I really don't want to deplete my funds that low. You know, and we might be able, with the bonus from the VIP orders that's part of, at least fund one of those pieces of equipment directly with the bonus. So, yeah, I'll have to think that through. Again, definitely VIP orders, whoops, making us think about things, you know, differently than we normally would. So, alright, let me go get my trailer over here and get this unloaded. Alright, making my way around the field here. And we'll get this dumped into the trailer. So we should be in excellent shape for wheat production here. Start our header going again. It automatically shut off when we hit 100% capacity. Shame on me for not paying attention to that. Alright, moving along again. Get ourselves producing a bit more straw. So yeah, I think I'm going to get the work done here as far as picking up the straw. That'll be my next job before I go deliver anything. And again, with the short winter's daylight, we're just, you know, always running the risk of running out of daylight here before we get too far. So it's going to be a shortened day just for that reason as well, because there's just less time to get things done before it gets dark. And these fields are a challenge to work in the dark. And right now, don't necessarily need to be doing that, because while we're certainly paying maintenance and so forth, you know, daily maintenance on things, that's really the only impact of stretching things out over a few more days, you know, a few more months to get things completed. So pushing ourselves to a limit that just makes the farm work much less entertaining or enjoyable. Just doesn't seem like a very productive use of our time. Alright. That tree is going to make, that's what I figured, is going to make things a bit interesting. Alright, let me manually move things. Let me pick this up so that I'm not harvesting when I don't want to be. But hopefully that'll get us in a cleaner position. Maybe not. Not quite. There we go. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this up. I've certainly kept you guys along with me long enough on this one. I've got the field more than halfway done. But if I start showing every job in its entirety, this is going to get to be a pretty long episode, and I'm sure you want to see how my deliveries go as well. So I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get the bales done, and we'll probably rejoin when I'm picking them up. So I'll see you in a bit.
There's nobody else better than me around. You know I'm the type to stand out in a crowd. You might be jealous, but I can't help it now. I'm like a diamond, can't stop me from shining bright. People stop and stare when I am in the sight. I look expensive, yeah, they all want this life. So here I am, look everyone, watch out for me, I'll be the one you want. I'll blow your mind, take you away. You know that there is no way I would change. Oh, everybody looks at me wherever I go. They all know that I love the attention and taking control. Watch out for me now, you know I'm ready now. I'm not inspired, take things higher, yeah, I shut it down. Oh, everybody looks at me wherever I go. All eyes on me.
Got a few bales out here. I'm going to get this baler put away, and I'm going to then pick them up.
Look out for me, watch out for me, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
All the bales put away. Got 7 more bales off this field, so like 140,000 liters of straw. So definitely plenty to go around. At this point, let me take a look at our orders. So at this point, we can get the wheat and the sorghum and can get that delivered. So Stu's Farm Shop is that one that's tucked a ways away. Let's do the wheat first. So we have 44,000 liters of wheat. Now the nice thing is we've been able to install fill limiters onto our equipment. So remember when I had to play that game of getting things filled and then worrying that I was over and sometimes took a little bit too much. Now we're going to be able to get the filling to stop at the appropriate time. So at 35,000, we're just done. There you go. Fill limit has been reached. That was something that I have been waiting to be able to do. I'm so excited that I can. So that'll make things simpler. So let me get over to Stu's. That's the one in that little neighborhood. So it'll take me a bit of time to get there. Obviously we're oops, well, that'll work. Taking a A little harder direction here instead of coming out the other way, but in any event, I'll get there, and we'll see you when we make the delivery. Alright, we're heading over here. Got here over to Stu's. So we'll get this delivered. Again, this is just part of the VIP orders. We're not going to be able to get them all finished. We're just going to be able to get 2 of these done. So we'll see it start going down. There we go. Stu's Farm Shop wheat. We're getting obviously payment for the wheat itself. So 41,000 plus 3,518 environmental score. So pretty nice with that. So I'm gonna circle back here, as this will let me pull out a little bit better to come back here and just go out that way. So we're going to head back to the farm. We're going to pick up some sorghum. Alright, so I've decided on the way to pick up some solid fertilizer, because, you know, we're out of that on the farm. And this way, you know, I'll be able to get that taken care of. So I'll catch you back at the farm when I'm delivering that. And again, then we'll go get the sorghum. So I'm going to go ahead, again, drop this off here. There we go. Get the solid fertilizer into our silo, and then we'll be able to use that. I need to get the vehicles repaired. You can see they're in really bad shape here too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so got about $3,500 in repair, about $21,000 in fertilizer. So, yeah, everything's pretty good that way. Now let's go get the sorghum. I mean, the thing is, yeah, obviously we're using a good amount of the money to just keep getting some supplies, but obviously that's the nature of the farm. So let's get the sorghum filled up, and then we'll get that over, and then we'll just have to determine if we're calling it a day. Alright, so we've got a couple things. So we've got 25,000 of sorghum that we need. Let's get this set. So set our fill limiter. We'll leave a tiny bit, 537 liters of sorghum, but no point in putting extra in if we don't need to. There we go. Much, much nicer than trying to get close and keep dumping and filling and dumping and filling until we're there. Which is what I had to do, and was why, you know, I wasn't showing it to you on camera, because it was just not really fun. So this one goes down to, I think it's Moondogs, which is the one a little bit south along the crooked road from the shop. So I will get there, and we'll see what the situation looks like, and hopefully we'll make up a little bit, you know, we'll make up everything and then some of our supplies. So I think we were at around 300,000 or something when we finish the wheat. Let's see where we're at once we get to the sorghum delivery. Alright, heading through the countryside. We're coming up here at the bottom of the hill to our delivery point. So we'll see how this all plays out. Let's pull on here. Alright, sorry about that. This is the wrong place. This is the bakery. We need to get a little further down the road. Alright, this is our delivery point. I'm quite sure. There we go. So you can see the sorghum flying on down. And then So 38,000 plus 3,200, so pretty good. And 3 out of the 4 level 3 VIP orders done. We just now have oats to take back here. So let me get back to the farm, and I'll see you there. We'll get ourselves parked here. About 3:30 in the afternoon. Let's take a look at a couple things. Alright, so we're going to get 144,000 pounds once we get the oats taken care of. Alright, with regards to getting the sunflowers planted, this is the lowest cost planter that doesn't require cultivating. You can see it's 140,000, so this is what I was discussing. The form factor it has when it folds up is nice because you know, I can still get it into my tight fields. But it looks like if I lease, I'm going to be able to do it for about 7,000 pounds. And similarly, the New Holland header that we would have for harvesting, 53,000, or we can lease it for just under 3,000. So it would seem in both cases that I could, in essence, use them about 20 times before I paid for them. And, you know, right now, well, we do have another set of sunflowers, but if I plant 2 fields of sunflowers, so if I plant the large field and the field that I have now, you know, that might give me the ability to cover both of these. And then right now we're not seeing anything else, so I might be able to do both of these in a 1-day lease. So it's really looking like there's not a whole lot of benefit of purchasing that. So let me explain partially why I'm a little worried about digging into our funds. So on the far end, one of the things I've talked about is perhaps looking into this field here, which you can see we can't afford right now. It's 265,000 pounds. But I do feel that might still be premature. This is pretty early on in the life of our farm, and starting to expand our fields, that might just be too much. But the other thing I've got is we need slurry and things, which means I need to start getting cows, and those are not inexpensive. So at this point, I think my immediate need for money will be the cows, and less equipment for crops that aren't going to help with the cows and also aren't needed in abundance right now. We can always change our mind later if we suddenly see 3 or 4 levels come up where we need that. You know, we can say, hey, now is the time to invest in what amounts to $200,000 of equipment. But if I were to spend the same amount in the cows, I think I could have close to 100 cows for that same amount. And those will continue to provide me value as I go forward. That's where my head's at right now. In this case, it's a little early, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to explore that road that we talked about. I've constantly been noticing what looks like a road here. It may be nothing, but now that we have a little bit of time, let's go ahead and see what we find. So let me zoom in here a bit. I'm trying to stay out of the cab, but clearly this path goes somewhere. It's pretty steep, so whatever it is, I don't know that, I mean, if nothing else, we'd need, let's make sure, okay. It's a little precarious. I'm hoping I don't, oh, hold on. Interesting. Alright, so this, I'm assuming that just goes down to field 6. But let's see, what have we got this way? Is it just a viewpoint? Is it something else? don't believe this is land we own. There are just roads galore up here. This is really interesting. Alright, so there's a field down there. I assume that's field 6 that we're seeing. Alright, so this looks like it's just a little spot here. And I think that's field 4 over there. Alright, so I wonder if these used to be, you know, homesteads or what they were up here. Yeah, it just would be a challenge to get to them, so, you know, it's like, could I put, you know, is this land that eventually I want, since it borders my farm, and could I do something with that? Alright. Oh, I see, so that's just down, yeah, see, because there's our tractor down there. So we were able to, this was before we kind of went into this road and came up here. So it's just basically we've got roads that kind of go along the ridge here. It's just, is there a purpose to them or not? So, because clearly somebody took the time to, you know, put a road in here. Alright, now we're again on the other side of the ridge by field 4. It's an interesting looking field. It's definitely kind of, if we get out and take a look, I mean, that's just kind of carved in to the hillside. That's a lot of work for someone to have gone through at some point to create a field. But obviously somebody did it. Wow, it's so steep I almost have no visibility. And it still continues. Wow, this is just... So does this go back around? Because now we're back. Alright, so this is another spot here. That again, it's just little things you don't even know exist. Because if we take a look here, we're looking down on our grass fields here. You know, I mean, we're up the ridge. It's not anything we can get to really from the farm. Let's take a look. I'm assuming the other one just gets to field 4, but I'll take a look, because maybe it goes around the back, and who knows what we'll find. 'Cause yeah, this takes us, let's see, down and around. What's back here? All these nooks and crannies, that's for sure. Yeah, now it looks like we're kind of on the edge of a little bit of a lake here. So this is almost just a nice, almost like a trail back here along the back edge. Does this go all the way around our farm somewhere else? But a lot of mountains across the lake there. Looks pretty steep. Didn't know we had anything like that in this area. Looks like it's starting to snow, so we'll want to be careful. Oh, and this is right behind our silo here. Look at that. Now these I could just drive into, but who knew that there was even a path here? Well, it was definitely worthy of exploration. And it gave us something I think I'll be able to just pull back into. Wow, this is incredibly steep here. This has just got to be an overlook of some sort. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm just going to get out and walk this, but I think, yeah, that just gets us to a heck of an overlook. Wow. That's pretty nice. Well, that's something we didn't even know we had. How nice is that? And you can see our silo down there. So yeah, definitely interesting. Let me see how I turn myself around here without falling off a cliff, because that would be really unpleasant. Hello. Stop rolling. Oh boy. Forks aren't helping. I didn't think I'd be in here with somewhere where I'd have challenges like this, but stand on the brakes so we don't go too fast. Alright. So, yeah, lots of interesting things. So, well, at least we've answered that question, though. So I'm going to pull through here. That'll get me through to my shed. So, at least we're back on property and almost right back where we started from. But that is not something I would have anticipated at all. I mean, we started all the way over there by Field 9, came all the way around our farm, and ended up here. I certainly had no inkling of that. If you did, you're better than me. But alright, I think with that, it's all the excitement I can handle for today. But once again, because our next focus is really going to be trying to get the sunflowers in the ground, I think. And definitely we're going to go ahead and lease the planter and lease the header to do that work. I need a full day, so I don't want to, rent it, go to sleep, and be paying rental fees while I sleep. So I think tomorrow we'll start out relatively early, maybe even in the dark. I'll start at 7 or something, just to make sure we have enough time. And we'll get that work done. We'll get the sunflowers in the ground in a couple fields, and hopefully that plan will help us fulfill our VIP orders, but do so in a way that makes sense and doesn't break the bank for the farm. So I'll see you next time.